Welcome to our Zoom live call. And if you are listening to the replay, I just want to say I'm really excited that you're here and that we're having this conversation. And our conversation is going to revolve around the 3 ways to create more hours in your day. So I have my notes here and I want to make sure I give you everything I promised. So first of all, I want to say welcome. This was an amazing challenge, and I'm so excited you're here and you made it. And you might still be doing the challenge, and that's okay. So we have all this week to get everything done, to ask your questions, to make sure you can turn overwhelm into action. But today's conversation is going to be 3 ways that you can add more hours to your day. So I want to kind of tell you in advance what we're going to cover. And the problem that brought you here, why it's so urgent that you get it solved, dialed and done right away, and how I can help you do that. And what are some of the next steps I have in store for you to help you turn your overwhelm into action, continue to build a system that creates success for you and with you. So that's the intention of our time together, okay? So I think you would agree that what brought you here is a gap between where you want to be and where you are. And the success stopper in between was overwhelm. And I describe overwhelm just like an undertow in the ocean. So think of success like an ocean. Underneath, there's a very strong undertow. And if you don't know how to work with it, or better, avoid it, you can get yourself trapped in a lot of serious trouble. So that's why I created the challenge the way that I did, because not all undertows are violent and scary. They can be sneaky, they can be seductive, and you can be having a lot of fun, not even knowing that you're being drawn away from success, right? Out in the middle of nowhere, and before you realize it, it's too late. You're too far out and you don't know how to get back, and you start to panic. So, and I think what you've learned in this challenge, we've gone over 3 things: helping you create awareness, giving you understanding, and giving you tools for action. So what I want you to know about overwhelm is it's a real problem. You're not making it up. You're not making excuses, and it won't go away by itself, which I think we've just, you've learned in the challenge. And there are things you can do, but you have to do the right things at the right time. Otherwise, it just works against you. So if you have any questions about awareness, understanding what creates overwhelm, and action steps to undo it, you have all week with me in the group, actively coaching and being available for questions on this subject. What I'd like today to be is a continuation of that progress and some extra things that you would find helpful and that you want to incorporate into your journey towards enjoying success. And I want you to imagine success without the stress, right? Success without the worry that it's not going to work out. The confidence that you're going to have by knowing that you have access to a system that'll work for you. So this is on replay. You're going to have access to this all the way to Friday. If you choose to get the recordings, this is going to be included. So no taking notes. I want you to just relax and be with me and pay attention and trust that everything you're grabbing is going right where it needs to be, and we're going to have a good time. So just to restate the obvious, you're aware now what overwhelm is and what it's not, and that it won't go away by itself. Even if you're wishing and wanting it to, it just doesn't. And like I said, it's not always easy to recognize. In other Facebook Lives, I talked to you about my experience being in a literal physical undertow in the Pacific Ocean, and my mom's experience when she was younger, in her 20s, in the Atlantic Ocean. She had a very violent experience where it just pulled her under and whirlpooled her around, and she didn't know which way was up, and she panicked. And then the other time, years later, we were in San Diego. My sister lived there, and we were all just loving being in the ocean. And I had never been to the Pacific Ocean, so it was all like, wow. And my mom and I are frolicking and swimming, and before you know it, we're like way out. We didn't even know. Actually, these two Baywatch babes came and said, don't want you to panic, but we want to help you out of the undertow. I'm like, what undertow? They go, you're in a riptide. And I looked around, I'm like, oh, but it looks so calm. The water looks so calm. It was a different experience trying to get out of it. So it can be seductive. It can be pleasurable, but make no mistake, overwhelm costs you big. It's probably a price that you don't even realize that you're paying. And once you're aware, you're not going to want to pay it, because what overwhelm is costing you is your birthright, right? Peace, joy, profit, all at the same time. And like I said, with an undertow, like me being in the Pacific Ocean, I was having fun. I didn't know I was getting drawn out to sea with no way back. And it causes pain, right? Sometimes it's not pleasurable. Sometimes it's so darn uncomfortable that you want to avoid everything, even the things that you know you're supposed to do and that what brings you success. But it's just too overwhelming. You can't look at it, and you end up procrastinating, and you're really forfeiting your birthright. So today is the day it ends. Today is the day where I'm reaching out to you with a life preserver. I'm inviting you to grab it. And like those Baywatch babes, let me help you get to shore, which is your success. And let's get it done. We're having fun. And you learn something during this challenge. Overwhelm is real. It's a recipe that you're creating, and it has a trigger. It just doesn't happen in a vacuum. Something happens that sets it off. And like I said, it's a real feeling. I got the feedback from many people in the challenge that it was very clear that the trigger for many of you, of the people in the challenge, and maybe you in particular, is that you recognize your trigger is a belief. And a belief is just a feeling of certainty. And it doesn't always have to be positive, and it doesn't always have to be logical. But if it's instilled in you, it's going to rule the school. So this is where we're launching from. Overwhelm is a feeling. It's real. You're not making it up. It's created by a belief that your mind created a long time ago. And it's powerful enough to stop your success despite your education, despite your motivation, despite your work ethic. This belief is creating a major success stopper in your life. And the feeling it's creating is doubt and overwhelm and just overall stress. And today, we're going to give you some tips on how you can have a different experience. And I'm inviting you to continue your journey with me and allow me to show you a few more things that will help you immensely. So let's just kind of get on the same page. Undertow, overwhelm feels the same. Just like in a normal water riptide overwhelm, there's things that you need to remember, and it's very much the same with overwhelm. When you're feeling overwhelmed, it doesn't help to work harder. Okay. Hello. It doesn't help to work harder when you're feeling overwhelmed. So I don't know if you've ever had an experience of being in a riptide or an undertow. I have, and this is what I learned. Swimming faster, harder does not work. I can remember, because I was on the swim team. I was a strong swimmer. I said to the Baywatch babe, I'm like, it's okay, I got her. We'll swim. And he goes, okay, follow me. And I started swimming. And I'm swimming harder, and I'm faster. And I'm looking back at my mom. I'm like, Mom, a little help. She's like, I'm kicking like an orca, Kim. We're not getting anywhere. We were literally swimming in place. Baywatch babe comes and he goes, welcome to the riptide. You can't go through it like that. I'm like, yeah. So like an undertow, if you think you're going to outwork overwhelm or push harder or push through it, hi there. It doesn't work. It don't work. Panicking makes it worse. Panicking makes it worse. And overwhelm makes it easy for you to forget what you know, right? Which is not to panic. Like your body does know how to float. If you just relax and let your body do its thing, it'll find its right way up. Same thing with overwhelm. So here's some things that I'd like you to remember. Okay, and this is going to be interactive. I want to get some information, but I also want your questions and all that great stuff. When you're in overwhelm, or you're living in overwhelm, or you're just living in stress, you are forgetting what you know. And hold on, we just got someone giving this heads up that they can't get in. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, why do we have a problem? People are trying to get in, but they're saying I have another meeting done. Huh, okay. Let's see. Hi there. We have some glitches going on. Let me just see if I can troubleshoot. Let's see. Try this link. And it's in 307 669 969. Hold on. Hi guys, how are you? All right.
Okay.
Hey, you guys got an okay, right? We're having some glitches.
Only after many tries.
Okay, give me some feedback. What's going on? Was it saying that I'm busy, or with somebody?
It was saying that you were in another meeting.
Huh. Let's go find out.
And then it gave all these instructions about how to hook up thy phone.
Okay, so you guys can't get in, huh? Let's see. Hold on. This meeting is in progress. Okay. This meeting is in progress. What meeting is this? Let's delete. I think we can do this. All right, let's do that. All right, let's see if that works. All right. On Sunday, the 17th. Okay. All right, well, we're going to trust that everything needs to get it all figured out. I'm glad you're here, and welcome to real life. And this in the past used to make me so overwhelmed I couldn't think. Now I'm just like, okay, it happens. All right. All right. So, regroup, rewind, overwhelm, like an undertow. Literally, water undertow. When you're in it, you forget what you know. That your body can naturally float. That if you relax, you'll get out. And the main thing you need to do is not panic. So, the things I want you to remember is that success is your birthright. Success is your birthright. I don't care what you're experiencing now. It's your birthright. And if you're open to that, hey, Miss Diane, I'm sorry for the glitches. If you're open to that, everything will turn up the right way. Your needs are always met. So that's the first thing I teach people is to stop worrying about money and your needs. Because if success is your birthright and everything you need will be given to you, what's the point of worrying? A really crucial thing that I teach people who want to make more money or that worry about having enough is that, or trying to do something new, you got what you got, you don't got what you don't got, and that's all you got. You got what you got, you don't got what you don't got, and that's all you got. And my favorite that took me a long time to really come to terms with, it is what it is. If you are living outside of those four things, success is your birthright, your needs are always met, you got what you got, you don't got what you don't got, and it is what it is, you're living in a belief that's blocking your success. All right? And when you can't release it, we're going to talk about that. But what I need you to know is if you are not enjoying your experience of success, or you're not enjoying the journey that you're on, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed to the point of distraction, procrastination, and fear, like you're not getting challenged, like, okay, I'm going to get it, I'm crushing it. It's because you're living in a belief that doesn't allow what you want in. I will say that again for you. If you are not enjoying your experience, as difficult, as twisted and windy as it can be, if you are fearing that your birthright is not guaranteed, or somehow you're missing out, or someone went to lunch, on your dime, you are living in a belief that doesn't support what you're trying to go after. Because success is yours because you're here. It is your promise. By being crazy enough to do this thing called life, your birthright is guaranteed. Your job is to relax, refocus, and receive it, which is difficult to do when you are in overwhelm. So it's also difficult to do what I'm going to share with you, which is how to literally create more hours in your day. It's we're having glitches. Okay. So this is what I need you to understand. And many of you have already told me that this is true. Okay. So you just don't know what to do with it. Let me just get this up. And so just think about for a second as I'm trying to get people on this call, because my belief was that I did everything right, and obviously I didn't. There we go. Yay. If you are not enjoying your journey, you're in a belief that's not serving you anymore. And I will share the screen, kind of show you how that works. But right now, just, hey, Miss Tina. I don't know what the glitches were, but I'm glad you're here.
Hi, Kim.
Hi. So we're just talking about belief. We're just kind of going through the recap and review, and I'll do it again because I know some of you couldn't get on in time, and it's all being recorded, so it's all good.
Yeah, no, we couldn't get on the link that you sent us.
Really?
Yeah, because I got on at 3, and it said you had another meeting in process, and then the phone number too didn't work.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's just, you know what? Amazingly, y'all find your way to me, so it's all good.
It's all Diane. Diane sent me the number. I don't know how she got this number.
All right, so everyone's working on it now. All right, let me just, hold on. Let me just do this. Let me go here.
Hi, Colin.
Hello.
Let's
How
do
are you
this.
doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, Tina.
We get to see each other face to face.
Glitch with the system. Get on Zoom.
Still trying to figure out how to get my picture on this video.
There's a little camera in the lower
left-hand corner. Turn it on, Diane. Not your video, but your camera.
I'm not seeing it. Got no camera. This is my laptop now, so I was good.
Try your video, and then we can switch it.
If I shut video, turn it back on, I see my box, but I don't see me.
Listen, if you see stop video,
yeah,
you can do your camera or choose a virtual background. Catherine, yay, we can see Catherine.
Virtual background, I don't see that one.
Yeah, if I go here to my video, I see choose a video settings, choose a virtual background, unless that's a green screen or something. Oh, select a camera. There. Now we see green grass.
Yeah, it's telling me that I could.
Yeah, you're good. You got virtual backgrounds now. Oh yeah, now we're in space.
But now I can't see. But I can't see me. But that's fine. You don't need to see me.
Okay. Well, I see you. I see pictures. I see pictures.
Okay.
All right, and I'm sorry everyone's having a glitch, and then thank God we're recording this, and I just put out to the whole Facebook group. All right, let's see if anybody else is calling in. All right, so, attendees are waiting? Oh, no.
Yeah, I think there was something that kept saying you were in another meeting.
Oh, my God. Did I glitch it? Hold on a minute. Milva. Try this link. You know, years ago, this would make me fall apart and go under the desk and just like go, oh, I'm like, call myself a bunch of bad names now. I'm laughing. And thank God for replays. All right. Okay. All right. I don't know what I did. Great. All right. So anyway, regroup. 3 things that you learned about overwhelm. It starts with a belief system. You have a personal recipe that creates it. Okay. And there are some real things that you've tried and experienced that downgrade the overwhelm. True? Yes? Okay. So here's what you need to know. Overwhelm is created by a belief. Any doubt, any major block in your life that you're not enjoying or you're seeing the wisdom in is created by a belief that's limiting your ability to do what you want. And beliefs don't have to be logical, and they don't even have to be true. Your mind just has to accept them as real, and you're locked in. And I'm going to do a little share the screen. Here we go again. So to do that, and I want to give you that ability. Hold on. Yeah, hold on a second. Try this one. 307. I'm going to be doing this the whole time. 969, unless I can get it one out. Okay. So beliefs. So if you're, many of you said, Kim, I recognize I have a belief causing this problem. If a belief is your issue, until you address that issue and correct it, you will find yourself struggling in the undertow because you're not completely out of it. But what the challenge did do is give you some tools to not panic and keep yourself afloat and to be aware that there's a way out. Just like I learned a cool technique that if I ever get caught in an undertow again that I did not know when I was in the Pacific Ocean getting drawn out to sea, is that if you go straight through a riptide, you can't do it. You just stand in place, you tire yourself out until you run out of energy. What you do is you swim the side. You swim along perpendicular, right, horizontally, where the shore is. Your instinct is you want to go straight. You go sideways, and you actually swim out of the undertow, and you will feel it. And then you can then go to shore like you would normally do. So what I taught you with the awareness, with the understanding, with the action steps, especially today, tomorrow, and parking, it gave you a chance to kind of regroup, refocus, and see what you're doing and see that what I love about today, tomorrow, and parking, it gets you to calm down and be in what I call the now. Because the now is where you have the power. Whatever solution you're looking for, it's in the now. So with what I'm going to share with you, there's 3 ways you can create more hours in your day. The first thing it begins with is the correct mindset. And if you have a belief that is not in integrity to what I'm sharing with you, you will find it difficult to do what I'm saying. Okay? So it all starts with a mindset. So let me make sure I have my notes for you. All right. So mindset about what? That what I just said is true. It's not my opinion. It's actual fact. Like the law of gravity, I take you up my roof and I throw you off and you don't have wings, you will go down like a rock. Success is your birthright. Your needs are always met. At any given moment, you got what you got. You don't got what you don't got. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. And if you're trying to make it mean anything more than it is what it is, that's your belief telling you a story. And like any fairy tale, the way it begins and the way it ends is always the same. It doesn't change. The same way we don't get upset that Cinderella finds her Prince Charming and she survives the evil stepmother and her stepsisters. We don't get upset that it's not Winnie the Pooh or sci-fi. We know, we're listening to Cinderella, we know how the story ends, we're cool with it. Sometimes when we have a belief and we live in a story and we know it's true, we still try to reach for beyond what the belief or the story will allow us to have, and we get frustrated. Why isn't it working? Because you're in the wrong story. But the question is, how do you get out? Success is your birthright. Needs are always met. Got what you got. Don't got what you don't got is what it is, a good start. And you have to understand and be aware if what you're asking for is incongruent with the belief that you have. So if you find an incongruency, you have a choice. Live in your story and suck up your circumstances and be fine with it, or change the belief. Now, here's the problem. If you're in a belief that is true to your mind and true for you because you've had enough experience with it, you trust it more than what I'm saying, you will experience this phenomenon, which is your need to be right. And unfortunately, anybody over the age of 5 is more interested and needs to be right more than you need to be rich. And you might have heard yourself saying things, even in the challenge, when you're listening to the video. I know that, I'm doing that, but I'm still miserable. So obviously you're not really doing that, because if you were doing that, you wouldn't be miserable, but you think you are, but you're not. Because you don't want to be considered wrong or not in the know, because otherwise you might have to deal with your belief that you're whatever. You're not good enough, you're a fraud or whatever. So you got to just keep the dust storm going. Or I want to do that, but I can't because, or, I can't afford, I don't have time. I know you're right, but it's all a reflection of your brain, your mind's need to be right, rather than to allow possibilities that allow you to be rich. Does this make sense? Okay. So it's just what your mind does. You can change it, but left on its own, belief always rules the school. So, step 1 to create more hours in your day. Create a belief system that allows what I just said to be possible. Meaning, that can't be possible. Like your brain's going, no way. But are you willing to ask it, what if you're wrong? What if there is a way and I'm not taking advantage of it? What if there is a way out of this stress and this mess? What if there is a way that I can simplify and structure and have fun and get it done? What if there was a way, even though it sounds crazy? That's step number 1. And that's why I like the today, tomorrow, and parking. It allows you to see that that's possible. Let me just see if people more. Okay, let me go see more people are going, hello, help. Okay. Yep. So that's number 1. 2, this is going to really blow your mind. You need to learn to live outside of time. You need to learn to live outside of time. Now you're probably thinking, Kim, you really went over the edge on this one. Nope, I'm telling you the truth. Science, this is not my opinion. This is actual science, physics. It's been proven. Albert Einstein, Newton, all of them. You can operate and live outside of time. What you've learned to do is live inside of time. And that's not a natural state of being. You were taught that. And the easiest way, without being able to, hey, Michelina, how are you? Sorry for the glitch.
That's okay.
So here's and this is like a lot that I'm giving you. So I want to give you bite-sized pieces so you can at least get a concept of it. The easiest way to do it without knowing what you're doing and at least get a little bit of experience about it, even though you're not going to understand it, is to learn to live in the now. We're always living in the past or in the future. Okay, which is time, but time is an illusion. Time is relative to a physical space. So it's scary that I'm teaching physics at this point in my life. And in high school, I could not even get the basic concept at all. Hey, Miss Harriet. But time is relativity. Point here, line is time. Live above the line, outside the line, just don't live in the line. And without me explaining anymore, which I can do, and I can illustrate it and have you swim in it like crazy, learn to live in the present. Stay in the moment. And that's why I like today, tomorrow, and parking. Because when you park something, you can leave it there and you come back into today. And because the mind always likes to go somewhere other than today, tomorrow is a safe little place. But eventually it gets you back to today. So that's my little way of teaching you without giving you a license to endanger yourself, to start to grasp what it's like to live outside time. Why is this so important? Because our natural being, our essence, is not from this reality in space. We are energy. We are creatures of energy. We are energy, infinite energy, contained in physical, time restricted containers. Okay? We live in the physical reality, but there's a part of us that's is not here, is not from here, and when we leave this time and space, we'll still be existing somewhere else. So that's your energy, that's your essence, that's who generates this meat container. And that part of you does not live in time. It knows it doesn't, it's comfortable with it. Your just mind's going, whoa, wait a minute, now you take away my power. I'm not liking this. But part of you already lives outside of time. You just have to catch up to it. Time is a global belief that we all share. And I'll just say one little, and we have a whole 3-day weekend that we take the wrapping up all of this, and you see it for what it is, and you're like, whoa. But for right now, daylight savings time, time zones, right? Parts of the country don't even do daylight savings, but we all globally believe that we gain an hour or lose an hour if we're on the East Coast. How does that happen? Time, when they do the atomic clocks and they send them into space, the farther out in space they get, time changes. They lose or gain seconds, right? So time is relative. And whose time are we on? You know, is it my time, your time, Australia time, New Zealand time, England time? What time? But we all live in this illusion called time, which is fine. But here you have to understand the inherent problem with time. It's finite. We only get so much. I don't care if you live on the Asian continent, the African continent, the North American continent. We all have 168 hours of time. That's the game of time. 168 hours a week. No matter how we slice and dice it, finite. I don't know about you, but I don't like finite. I like unlimited. Don't you like unlimited? Unlimited just feels so much better. And with energy, who you naturally are is unlimited. And when you learn to manage energy, it's fun. You start to get things done in a way that you never could before. And you'll actually find time is slowing down or speeding up for you. I'll give you inklings of this. Have you ever been 15 minutes late to a destination and you know you're going to be 15 minutes late, but somehow you get out of your head, you're listening to the radio, or you get busy, all of a sudden you end up there on time, and you know you weren't going 80 miles an hour, and you're like, how did I end up here right on time? Has that ever happened? I know that's happened to me. That's, or you're driving and you're driving by road, and before you even know it, it's like you don't even know where the time went, and you're where you showed up, where you needed to show up. You do this naturally, but you don't think that you do. So I'm not giving you something that you've never experienced before, but you've never thought it in this way. Okay, so you need to learn to live outside of time. Well, Kim, what do I do? Well, you have some tools now that you didn't have before. Today, tomorrow, and parking. And I taught you in the beginning of the challenge where attention goes, energy flows. Where attention goes, energy flows. If you focus on your energy and you see the world in terms of energy versus time, instead of saying, how much time do I think this will take? How much energy do I need to get this done? Do I need to fill up my tank extra full because it's going to take a lot of energy for me to get to do that task? Or I got energy, I can do it right now. So managing your world, seeing, like I taught you to see your world through color with the 5 buckets, right? Color. seeing the world through color is a step in that direction. That's the science behind why I gave you color. See, now you learn all the secrets. Like, why is she making me do colored post notes? I don't get it. Because I wanted you to experience living outside of time. Living in time makes you feel pressured. Living in time makes you feel short-handed. Living in time makes you feel like a day late and $1 short. Yes? So,
Hello.
yes, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Is that you, Harriet? I think that's Harriet. Let me just mute her. Okay, I don't know. Can't mute her. All right. So you have a choice to feel stifled, to feel stuck, or to have some options. If you're like me, you'll choose the option. So the way you do that with what I've given you is watch where your attention goes. Focus on energy. Measure energy versus like how many energy blocks will I need to get this done? Do I need to have a lot? Can I do a little? Do I need to do something to fill my tank before I get this done? That's where my saying, let's have fun to get it done. You notice when you're having fun, you don't think of time. When you're having fun, you don't care about the time. So that's one way that you can take yourself out of time. Learning the simple system of energy management will give you more energy, which will create increased productivity. You'll get more done. You'll get things done in less time, which right there, right? If you think it's going to take you 6 hours and you get it done in 3 or 2, you just created 4 more hours in your day unexpectedly. And it allows you to show up in a way that creates fun wherever you go. Does that make sense? All right. Harriet, do you see a mute button on yours? I can't see a mute button on me to mute you, but if you see a mute button on the lower left, just click that. I can hear in background noise. And I'll do this one. There you go. All right, perfect. Got it. And then I'll mute Milva. And then you guys can unmute yourselves when you, I'll put, so, all right. So why I like energy management, why I like what I've taught you to focus, dial down the overwhelm, is it changes, it's a way that it changes your mindset. It gives you a new experience, which is a direction, is one way of creating a new belief. But just remember, you can have more than one belief. The one that's the oldest rules the school. And I'm going to make sure I do something for you. And I'm going to have you guys ask about questions first. So what I want you to do before I open up to questions is think about what's possible for you if you weren't limited by time. What, if we could help you create more time, what would you do with it? How would you use it? If we could shift your beliefs and give you the tools to change them, which belief or what belief would serve you better than the one you're living in? What would you like to create? Success without the stress, a simple way to get things done, feel like you're on top of the world instead of behind the bus or under the bus. Think about that specifically. And if you want, you guys can ask questions. Are there any questions on what I've just said? And I'll unmute. I think I'll just unmute you guys. You're good, Catherine? You're good? All right. Anybody have questions? Raise your hand so I can unmute you. Okay. Everyone good? Oh, hold on. Milva can't raise her hand. Hold on, Milva. Milva, do you have any questions?
I had text. I had emailed you my question about if a couple of the areas match in like my blue area, my orange area.
You can double dip it. You can have you can have a Post-it note in each bucket. Like you can have a different color. It can be a double dip.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have like something. If something is like fun, like mine is fun and extreme self-care. Some of my things under extreme self-care are also fun.
Yes.
Yeah, you can double dip. All right. Anybody else that you can put in the chat? You're good too. All right. Who is? All right. Awesome. So See? All right. So raise your hand for me or put in the chat who wants to, if I could show you or teach you a way in the next like 90 days, like 6 weeks or less, to have a simple system for success where you can manage all your moving parts, in the buckets, but do it in a way that you never have to worry about the ends meeting again. You never have to get delayed by overwhelm or your success stoppers. You can change a belief anytime you want, so that it'll serve you rather than block you. Who would want that? Anybody? All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can share. I want to just show you something. Advanced. Okay. Who can share? Only host. All participants. Okay. Yeah. So how do I share? Let me just hit share. I'm going to do the whiteboard. This is going to be interesting. I've never done it before. All right. Share. All right. You can all see this, right? You see a whiteboard? Do you guys see it? Yes? All right. So let me draw. All right. I'm going to draw this. All right, I'm gonna make a circle, do my best to make, oh, that's not what I want. No, that's not what I want. I wanna draw a circle. All right. I want a circle. All right, there we go. Let's get rid of this. Eraser. My new toy. All right. So now, text draw. I thought I had a pen before. They gave me a pen when I was on my phone. All right, anyway. Let's just do this. So, see this circle? You all see the circle. Let's just spotlight. All right. So this is the circle. This is your belief. Let me just do this and we'll do this. No, that's not what I wanted. All right. Belief. All right. There we go. So this is a belief. And let's say this belief is, let's see. Nope. Eraser. All right. Let's say this belief is I'm not enough. Okay. I can't afford, I'm not enough, I'm not smart. Think of whatever belief is like the boogeyman under your bed. Once it becomes a belief, a feeling of certainty, or something that you just know is certain for you, you can only have what is available in that belief. So put in the, like, imagine what's available in I'm not enough, right? There's limitations, there's maybe doubt, there's maybe insecurity, you get the picture, right? So anything that, and it could be fun because it's comfortable and, you know, it's safe and all that. Anything outside of your belief. Here, let's do this. Here, you want money, you want fun, you want like security, you want love, you want adventure, all this, right? These are all the other possibilities that are out there in the universe. If they are outside of your existing belief, they can't come in. It's like trying to get a Mac software to work on a PC. Good luck. It just doesn't compute. So part of your job is to know how to make that belief go away and then create a new belief. Let me see if I can get that. A new belief that will take, you know, that will include all these things. Let's see if we can get this to include all of it. See? Now we can have everything. You like that? Okay. That's the power of belief. And it's not like you have to work hard. Yes, there is effort in everything. But when you shift the belief, things that you didn't see become visible to you. Things that you couldn't do, you can do. And part of the problem about pushing harder and shoving more things in your box is that you're going to shove it in physics, it's going to pop out, and it usually pops out all over your life and all over your plans, and you can't seem to be able to manage it. I'm trying to think of, I heard somebody, and I don't know who it was. It might have been Beth Stoller, but I'm not sure. So I want to give credit to credit is due. A juggler. You know how they juggle 3 balls, 6 balls, 12 balls? Well, the secret to juggling is they have to give up one to get one. So if they're juggling 6 balls, there's really always 4 balls in the air, and they need to know when to let go and when to grab. So, let me just get rid of this, pause share, stop share. Let's go back. So it's important that you know when to let go and when and where to grab. If you have the right belief system, it becomes innate, it becomes natural. A great movie to watch that just kind of in a fun way, a sci-fi way, and we kind of do it in our 3-day weekend. I teach you how to do it in real life. You think it's just a movie, but it's not. The Matrix. Watch any one of The Matrix with Keanu Reeves. And they're in the Matrix, and like they're in the ship, but they go into this Matrix, which is our physical world. And, you know, Neo needs to learn how to fly a helicopter. Like, okay, they're like on the computer, loaded, he closes his eyes, all of a sudden he knows how to do a helicopter. Or they have to do these crazy things and they don't know how to do it, so they just download the knowledge and immediately they know how to do kung fu or whatever. It sounds really crazy, but they're really trying to illuminate the power of belief, right? I don't have a magic computer that can download 5 years worth of languages, but there is much more in your brain that you know that you cannot currently apply. So that's why when people come to meet me or work with me or hear me speak, there's 3 lies that we live in as adults. We knew this was all BS as a kid, but we slowly get sucked in that something's wrong with us, something's wrong with them, and eventually the belief is confirmed something's wrong with the world. And that's a global belief that everyone over the age of 5 goes through, and that's the journey of becoming an adult. We live in this little weeny tiny space, but yet we have this big dream that we came into life with, and we were excited to have the opportunity to experience it. And we spend our whole life trying to rearrange, improve, make better, be different, and that's not what our life's about. Our life is about experiencing what we came here to experience, trusting the process, trusting that our birthright is guaranteed. We just have to learn how to show up and receive it, that our needs are always met, and we got what we got. We don't got what we don't got. Makes perfect sense to a child, and it is what it is. And the magic of it is what it is that's one of the key things to unlock a belief and create a new belief. And if you think I'm kidding, watch children. You might have children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren under the age of 5. You try to tell that kid that they can't say in any given moment, I am Batman, right? Or I'm a bird, or I can, and they just like transform, and they just are, you don't even know what they're experiencing, because but they're having the time of their life, and they are confident, and they know they rock, and they know they're safe, and they're just having an awesome time. Even a baby who falls down. They fall down and they get all excited because they're going to get back up and do it again. Have you ever seen a baby just sit down and never get up again? Like, I'm a loser. I didn't do it at the first try. I'll never walk again. I'll never do it. No. They're like, whew, that was interesting. Well, let me try it again. And even when they hear the word no, one of the reasons why kids think their name is no, because it's it's the word they hear most often. They don't buy into it until much later in life. You hear, yes, I can do that. Like, no, you can't. Yes, I can. Okay, that's your inner genie. And that genie got locked a while back. So here's some tidbits. The challenge was an invitation to revisit that part of you, reclaim that part of you, and to regroup. Let me just tell you the 3 ways that you can get that back. So let me just come over here. All right. So one is belief. I think yes, my grandson does that. His world is so full of fun. Well, you know what? You don't have to lose that. That's one of the reasons why I started this company 20 years ago. I can't believe it's been 20 years. Even though I think I was just turning 30. I was 30-ish. I started to stop believing. I was a late bloomer. I didn't let go of the belief that anything was possible, even through all my dramas and twists and turns. But I started to think that maybe I was BSing myself. Maybe, settling in and settling down is a good thing. Okay, everyone else, like, all right, having a home and having a nice car, not so bad. Not great, but not so bad. And then I got laid off, right? So if ever the universe was talking to me, the one thing I had to settle in for and sacrifice my dream for got taken away. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. Magic exists. I'm holding on, and I'm going to get paid to teach people to remember what I almost forgot, which they forgot, which they need to remember, because the world would be a better place if everyone just reconnects to the magic that they are. So that's how the Genie became what I am. I just believe that all of you were out there, and I would meet you eventually. And believe me, I had a lot of buts and becauses, and I had a lot of stinking thinking going on. And thank God I had learned this belief work like 7 years prior. Otherwise, I don't think I'd have been so successful. So number 1 is you start with belief. 2, you need to learn to live outside of time. This is not unique to me. This is ancient. Back in the 80s, 90s, Deepak Chopra, ageless time, mindless mind, ageless mind, timeless body. This is taught in the East. Okay, India, Asia, they know about this. They practice this. It's mindful meditation. The monks know this. The kahunas in Hawaii know this. Kahunas are raised never to doubt themselves. Did you know the kahunas, they're raised as kids never to doubt. Dalai Lama didn't understand depression when he came to the West. He didn't understand self-hate. How could you do that? That doesn't make sense to me. People do that? We're all like, yes, Dalai, yes. Oh, I have to help them. So they knew this. And learning to manage energy instead of time. Okay, I've given you a few things to sample during the challenge. When it comes to clutter and keeping and getting systems, and I've created, for those of you who have purchased the recordings, you don't know it yet, but you're getting a lot of mini trainings to do things that I couldn't do in a 5-day challenge, but I feel that you deserve to have it. And if you want to continue this simplifying, energetic organization, so that's coming to you. But I also have a next step offer for you. So, and it's not for everybody, but I want you guys to know about it, because if it's for you, this is what we're doing. We already have people enrolled, and I wanted to give you a sense of what's going on. So let me just see here. You can do this. Let's do the screen, and I'm going to put it in the chat, but I also have it here. Okay, so it's Have It Fun Boot Camp. So let me just kind of put here. I can put it so you can see it yourself. Let me go put it in the chat room. Hold on a second. Let me do new shares, pause share. Let me stop share for a second and I'll bring it back. Let me just put, so you guys can see it in your own. All right, so that's the link. Success is your birthright .lpages.co/have fun, get it done. I know it's a mouthful. I should have done bit.ly. So it's right there, and I'm going to show you on the screen. Let's see, share. All right, screen, share. All right. So basically, this is my version of Success Boot Camp. It's a 6-week program, and we call it Have It Fun to Get It Done. And you guys can look it over, and basically, let me just go back to the, here's what we've kind of gone over. Time management doesn't work. It's finite. If you don't like the results you're getting, stop doing what you're doing. You can't change what you can't see. We've done that part. You now see what's causing your stress. And success is a series of consistent habits, routines, and rituals that support your goals and action. So why am I offering a next step, right? The challenge was fabulous. You got a lot done. You learned a lot. You did a lot. It's great. Here's what I know. We are creatures of habit. 5 days does not erase 5 years. Okay, and if we're being honest with each other, we've been doing some of this stuff. We've had stinking thinking for more than 5 years. So in fairness, 5 days is a great introduction, and it might be enough for you. And that's great. I'm so glad. But for others, it might be like, Kim, I'm not done. I'm like, okay, you don't have to be done. What I want you to take with you, regardless of what your next step is success is your birthright. It's not something you achieve. It's something you are ready for, and allow yourself to receive. This boot camp, it's a 6-week boot camp. It transforms you. It's a transformative experience. You go from stressed and stuck to a lean, what I call a lean, mean, success attracting machine. We work with you personally. It's a limited group because it's really personal transformational work. It's online. You have online curriculum. You're with me in this kind of space. We're going to dismantle the beliefs that have you saying no to your success. We're going to teach you the science and mechanisms to change them and move them around anytime you choose. And I can't do that in a 5-day challenge. I'm going to teach you a simple energetic management system that allows you to create intentions, which are bigger than goals, and allows you to live in your goals within 90 days or less. So if that's exciting to you, I'm inviting you to come look at this. Okay. If you find that you go to reach for things and you're always like running into a wall and you feel it's real, you can feel it, but it's invisible to you and you don't know why, or you want something big, but everywhere you go, you just see nothing, or you see the wrong things. That's belief. We can turn that all around in 6 weeks. So this is for you, for your consideration. I think I've done it. I think I've given you all the why, the what, the how. I think I've handled the benefits. I've done all this. Don't take my word, take what other people have experienced it. And the end result is that you're going to reset, refocus, reboot. You're going to get clear on what you want and why and how to do it in 90 days or less. And you can repeat the system every 90 days. I've been doing this for over 20 years. The neat thing is everyone who has learned it, who chose to apply it, even if they've reached really like big, like Kim, I don't see it happening. Like, I don't know. I go, you don't know how it's happening. Do you feel it? They're like, yeah. Within the 90 days, everyone has experienced what they wrote down. So I'm pretty proud of that. And if you want confidence and self-esteem to complete even the biggest of tasks, you want to look at this. A permanent way out of overwhelm and procrastination anytime you choose, you want to look at this. Practical strategies that are in alignment with your desires, but this is the kicker, circumstances and industry. Okay, I've learned to respect the law of averages and the law of statistics, but they can be bent, but they have to be understood before they can be flipped on their head. And you want like a real step-by-step roadmap. So this is for you. You can look at this. And then just so you know, there's bonuses. Whoever, if you choose to take advantage of this, you're getting a ticket to our free live event in April. You're getting some other bonuses and coaching programs. And there's a full pay, there's an installment pay. And on the bottom, if you have personal questions, there's a way to link to me and say, Kim, I have questions. Can I talk to you privately? So that's what I have for you. This sounds great, but you need something customized, you can ask me. And then what I decided to do is the first 3 people to say yes to this offer, in addition to the bonuses below, you're going to get a 20-minute laser focusing strategy session with me, which allows you to focus in on one question or one thing that you're trying to do that you haven't been able to get off the ground before, and you're going to get some personal time with me. And that'll be for the first 3 people that say yes to their success and say they want to be part of boot camp. So it is, you see it, and I'm going to take it out of share. Stop share. All right. You have it in the chat. I will make sure you have it for the replay. And that's the next step. But you also have the recordings available to you, and you have me for the rest of the week. So I will be in the group for this next week. We'll be in our wrap-up phase. And I will be having a Q&A on Thursday. I will be sending you guys the link. If there's any questions about the process, about what you're doing with it, if you need me to see something, I can do that. Is there any questions about what I covered today, what I covered in the challenge, and any specific questions about how you can benefit by what you just heard? Any questions? I'm looking in the chat and I've got something. You can take yourself off mute if you want. Michelina, did you want to say something?
I had a question if I can ask.
Yeah.
Yes. The question was when does it start and how often do you run it? Because I have, like, I know I wouldn't be able to do it right now, but I'd like to do it in the future potentially.
Okay.
So how often does it run?
Good question. For the year, I'll tell you when it's going to start. Let me just look at my calendar. It's going to start March 4th. We're going to officially start March 4th. And I probably will bring it back in the summer or early fall. And it is its own standalone. It is its own standalone. This time I'm doing it with support because I find it's just better to do it with support. And it's 6 weeks. You have the curriculum evergreen. It's not going away. You have it there. So you have me live for the 6 weeks. So yeah, so the benefit is when I do a challenge, I always make it at an irresistible rate. It's not what it usually is. I always throw extra bennies in. And Michelina, if you needed to, if you wanted to do it, you wanted to take advantage of all the bonuses, if we needed to put you into the next semester for the live support, we could talk offline.
Okay.
We could talk offline. I don't want you to feel like, I want you to, because you do the work. I don't do the work. I provide all the tools. But the benefit to the challenge is I always give things I'll never give on any other given day. And usually the first time I launch it is the best you're going to get out of me. So, but if you want it on the bottom and in the replay, the follow-up emails, I'm going to include a link, and I can actually do it now. I could do a link to, before we end, but you can have a private conversation with me.
So you're available, Kim, when you say throughout, do you mean like you're meeting on Zoom like this once every month?
You have, basically what we do is the curriculum's already online. I'll say we're going to be focusing on week 1. Mm-hmm. Get it? And I have videos, you're talking to me, like, how did you know I needed to ask that question? Mondays, we get together and you get to ask me questions. Okay, what questions do you have? What questions do you need? If you need me to go through the curriculum with you, I will. Sometimes people can watch and learn. Some people need, coach, I did that, but I don't know how to do it. So we call them hot seats. Like, all right, give me the curriculum that you want to do. Let's put you in the hot seat. Let's have you go through it live so you know how to do it. It also creates a mirror for everyone else in the group, Michelina. And then there's some things that either are too big to get done on a call or too personal. During the 6 weeks, I give people strategic access to me, that they need a little extra help. I don't mind giving it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question about the challenge, the offer, the material that I gave you today? Because here's your chance. If you heard it, but you didn't understand how to translate it, now's your time to get your questions asked. So beliefs, you now know you need to change your beliefs if you're not liking your experience. You need to live outside of time. And you need to learn how to manage and focus on energy instead of time. Does anybody have any questions on that, or specifically how you can make that true for you from where you are?
This was very helpful. Thank you.
Is that you, Diane?
Yeah.
All right. Does that make some things click for you?
Yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
and you know you're already enrolled in all this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes, we have other people. We have people already pre-enrolled. I need to figure out to do this. Okay. Yeah, Tina, well, yes, girl, you do. You'll have a much easier time. If you have any questions, now's the time to ask me, because this is my free time with you. And if you ask me, I will answer you. So how did you like this topic? Let me ask you guys some feedback. How did you like this topic?
I loved the topic, Kim. I think you are awesome.
Aww.
I just love the way you explain things. I love the tool that you offered with the today, tomorrow, and the parking and the chunking it down. And I was always a Post-it girl, but I kind of got rid of the Post-its, and now they're coming back.
They're coming back, I know.
So
like
I started it on my wall, but I have to really, when you said write everything down that you need to do for the next 90 days.
Oh, I had like 1,000 Post-it notes one year. I was like, for 90 days. That's how much I was trying to put in my jar. So yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm going to do next. So what I'm going to do next is, so my question is, do I write all those things on Post-its, I presume?
Yes.
Does it have to be?
One action step, one Post-it note. So.
Okay. Does it matter on the color? Does the color have to be according to my buckets?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And again, so all right. So
Okay.
good, Tina, good question. Good question. So you have these colors.
Yep, I got the colors.
You can do it by buckets.
Okay.
Right? That's the tried and true way.
Okay.
I always have like respect the money, fun. The three things that are like make my world go round is like fun,
Yep.
relationships, money, and extreme self-care.
Yep.
Right. And then what makes my whole life work is networking or marketing, like ask or whatever.
Okay.
So you can do it that way. And what I do is I just drain my brain and put everything like schizophrenic.
That's what I'm going to do next.
Everything, even the stuff that I know I need to do, but I don't want to look at, but I got to at least acknowledge that it's there.
Right.
And then I just put it all under parking.
Okay. Yep.
So whether you have 100, whether you have 1,000. Now, one of the tips that I wanted to give you guys, because birds of a feather flock together, I kind of like attracts like. I'm famous for looking at a big project like it's one step when really it's like 10 or 30 steps.
I know. I do the same thing.
Okay. And I'm always like, in the middle, I'm like, oh my God, it's too much.
I know.
Right. And you wonder why. Like, God could not do that all in one bite. I don't know what you were thinking of. So, color. And you can do a project. You can have like 5, if you're like me, you always got 5 things going on.
Yeah.
Colors can become projects. Project
Right.
1, 2, 3, whatever.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Chunk. Now that you got this, your brain will start to click. Chunk the project down all the way down to putting a stamp or hitting send.
Okay.
Okay. Like from beginning to end, you're done, right? To getting the check.
Okay.
That could be 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever. And put all those steps in parking.
Okay.
Just leave them there. And when I say parking, I mean parking. Forget about them. Wave to them as you walk by. Just forget about them. Today it's Eastern Standard Time. It's 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
You can start working on today, which is tomorrow, right? So you might still have a few things to do on today, or you might have been lucky and all of them are done. I like the night before to look at my empty today, or if things are still left there, like maybe I didn't get to all 6, there's 2 still there.
Right. You put them in the tomorrow.
Right. Well, you just move them over. Well, today, no, they stay in today because tomorrow is going to be today. I can then pull up to 4 things from tomorrow and physically move them to today.
Okay.
And then I can put 4 things from parking
Into
and
today.
to tomorrow. No, to tomorrow.
Oh, into tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah. I can take things from parking and put them on today if I want. But the point is, under today, there can only be 6.
6. Yep.
And there can only be 6 in tomorrow.
You're right. The rest goes in parking.
The rest goes to parking. And if I'm not lucky enough or life didn't happen that I only got 3 or 2 or 4 done in today, I either can move those 2 that didn't get done into tomorrow, like meaning not the net Tuesday, but like tomorrow would be Wednesday if I'm focusing that way, or I can move them back to parking, or I could say, no, I'm going to do these to-dos for tomorrow's today. So I'll leave them there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Okay. Because when I think back about project, like I just completed my new website.
Oh, God, so
I didn't do any Post-its.
God,
I just like wrote things down every day that I had to do, and then I had to get it done, and it just kept going like this. I mean, I got done, but
yeah, well, good for you. I would the website when I had to put my website together, or back in the day, try to create an autoresponder. Now it's so rote for me because I've broken it down. Oh my God, and I have a lot of hair. You guys know that. If hair was Ethiopia, I could feed them all. I would literally be pulling my hair out, and I felt so much like the frog in the lake with the scorpion on my back, because it was like, oh, I could never get to the other side. So this helped me, because I'm not naturally tech. I don't see things like techs do. God bless them. I wish I did. This allowed me to kind of get a sense.
Yeah.
And you know what? The piece. So this was my way of, how do I teach you in 5 days and keep the promise of free, right? I don't want to bait and switch. There's always more to do, and that's why I'm offering you a next step.
Yeah.
But the challenge has to be complete, whole, and perfect by itself. Otherwise, it's a scam.
Yeah.
This was the best way to peace, joy, and a way to profit without giving you enough information to hurt yourself. And let your brains kick in and go, oh, I know what she's saying. I can do this. So I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. This is good.
What else do you want to ask me while you have me? This is your shot. Ask. And those of you who are listening to the replay, Q&A thread. If you're like, but Kim, I wasn't there. No sweat. All week. Q&A thread. Ask me if you want. Who was on the call who wants to ask me?
I'm good.
Anybody? We're all good? Did I keep my promise that you have now 3 ways to put more hours in your day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that's important to me, that I keep the promise.
Yeah.
All right. Are we filled? Are we good?
We're good.
All right. If you have questions about the challenge, Q&A. If you have questions about the next steps that are available to you, I will put in this link here. I will put, I think it is in the wrap-up emails, a link to my scheduler where you can talk with me privately about your wishes, your desires, your schedule, your buts, your becauses, and whatever it is that you think you could benefit by having a private conversation with me. And I will do that right now before we all go, but let's see. Any other question you might have that I'm not thinking of, that if you remembered, you would want to ask me?
No, what is the grand prize drawing, and I want to win?
All right. Thank you. Tina, I knew there was something else. All right. So the grand prize, it happens at 8 p.m.
Okay.
All right.
Pick me.
I know. Well, here's how you get picked. Hold on one second. Let me just get.
I did everything
All
you
right.
needed.
So here's what you need to do, because you think you did, but if you didn't, I can't fudge it. So yeah. So I know when I've been part of Alina's challenges, I'm like OCD. I'm like, I know I did it, but I got to check again. And I did win. And I did win hers. So it can happen. Hold on. All right, so let me do this. Let me go here. So here, let me get this. If anybody feels the need to have a private conversation to discuss anything, there it goes. All right, so there's my chat thing. So to win the grand prize, and I want everyone to have a chance to win, you need to make sure you did your homework on the daily thread. I asked you to post a certain thing, like your trigger is, blah, 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 in each daily thread. So you should have 5 answers. Yep. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And then the grand prize, so you have that. The grand prize is under the link, the post. It's basically what impact is this challenge going to have on you and your business? What did you like best about the challenge? And what will you be able to do now that you've done the challenge? So basically, it's feedback for me to know what you liked, what it's going to do for you. It becomes a mini testimonial for the next people when I do something like this. And it affords you an opportunity to go into the grand prize. And the grand prize is a $100 Amazon gift card, which it might be very timely for you to do something nice for yourself. And an hour, a 45-minute to an hour strategy session with me. It could be on the challenge. It could be for your business. It could be for a project. It's your time. And you will get that time with me one-on-one. It can be done on Zoom if you're far away. If you want to be done in person, we can do it in person. I'm fine with that. If you're local and you can make that happen. So that's from my heart to yours, because I always applaud and reward people who take action. And if you I know some of you, it's your first challenge with me, but I'm very transformational. I'm like the no fluff zone. Information is great, but I ain't gonna pay the bills. So it's about what you can apply that makes the difference. And this challenge was quite personal, right? You're looking at, you're kind of like going, okay, let me see what's under here. And you did an amazing job. Okay, the camaraderie and the support that I've seen during this challenge that you've given to each other. And that was one of my wish lists when I learned how to do these groups. Like, how do I transfer what my clients get and what the graduates get online? And it was very scary and it was very overwhelming for me to do that, because I'm more of a nose to nose, knees to knees gal. And you guys have blown me away. And that will continue in the group. So I will not be as active after this week, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be. And right now we have daily topics, and they're in the description of the group. I'm always open to new topics. If one isn't floating your boat, it's no skin off of my nose. What topic would you like to have? And what topic could we create that would allow you to be more visible, more relevant to everyone else in the group? And allow you to ask and receive whatever you need from the group. Sometimes it's, you know, can you get this word out? I'm promoting this. Sometimes it's like, I am so stuck and I just need someone to show me a clue. There's a lot of talent in our group. There's almost 200 members so far since October, which if you ever told me I could have a group that big, I'd be like, you're lying. We are international. So if any of you have aspirations about going abroad or going across the country, we're national. People in the group are international. I'm going to be focusing in the group on ways to give you guys the visibility you need, and start bringing some experts into the group. And I think for those of you who are always, there's quite a few of you, there's like every month there's like Facebook tells me the top 10 contributors. I'm going to do something to reward that too, to give you guys a little extra visibility or a little bit extra promote yourself. But for right now, I don't want to get too far away. Right now, we're in the wrap up of the challenge. You have me for a week. If you forget to ask me a question, remember it before Friday. I will answer anything you want. The offer is available till Thursday. Okay. The first 3 people who say yes to the offer get extra time with me. And we're going to have the recordings available. This is part of it. The Zoom call, the 5 videos, and I'm going to make at least 5 mini trainings, continuing what I taught you, adding some things I really couldn't, because me, 20 pounds, 5-pound jar. but I'm a girl who likes to have her cake, eat it too. So I figure you are too. So the recordings are going to be like a mini coaching program too. You choose what's right for you. I love you either way. We will probably have a new challenge in May. So I've got some exciting things geared up for everybody. It's new year, new focus, and I'm excited. So I look forward to growing with you, and we're all going to grow to 7 figures together, okay? And even if 7 figures feels like a dream, it's possible. And if it's big to you, focus on your first 6-figure leap. Okay, you might have done 6 figures before, but you've never done it for yourself. Like, right, if you work for a company, you were helping them make a lot of big bucks. I did that, and when I started for myself, I'm like, if I could just make 6, I'd be so happy. So you start where you are. You start where you are, show up to go up, and I thank you for spending this time with me. All right? Be in the group. Remember, grand prize, 1 through 5, grand prize. Give me your answers to the best of your ability. We'll have the drawing at 8. I will announce it close to 8 as I can. Those of you who have won gift cards are going out today. And ask. All right? Until next time, talk to you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye.